From the streets of Hanoi to the desert of Santa Fe, food trucks and chefs making magic every day. Umami and shao, a fiery display. Rice and complex sauces in a delicious array. Southeast by Southwest, a culinary delight. From Thailand to Albuquerque, flavors take flight. Pushing the boundaries, creating new heights.
Welcome back to the Southeast by Southwest podcast, a podcast exploring the food and story of Asia, the southwestern United States, and beyond. I hope you like our zippy new theme song that was created using the Donna app and the wonders of AI. So, this season we have a lot of exciting things to share with you. A whole lot has happened in Asian food in New Mexico since we last left off. And today we are going to be launching Season 3 with a topic that is very exciting to me, and that is Hibachi. So when you hear the word Hibachi, what probably comes to your mind is going to an American-style hibachi restaurant. In an American hibachi restaurant, you go in, you sit down in front of a flat iron griddle where a live chef presents for you in dazzling, spectacular form a cooking demonstration that involves making flaming volcanoes out of onions, flipping shrimp high into the air, and squirting sake from long distances into the expectant mouths of diners. Well, if you know anything about the way this podcast works, it may not surprise you that that is not exactly the origin of hibachi, but that is where it is now in American cuisine, and that is closer to what we'll be talking about today. So hibachi was brought to America by the great and illustrious Rocky Aoki, an incredible and dynamic figure from Japan, who was a restaurateur, a professional offshore powerboat racer, as well as an amateur wrestler. He was also the founder of the American chain restaurant Benihana. Rocky Aoki launched the hibachi revolution in America by bringing his own personal flair and pizzazz to the experience. He wanted to present American diners with a Japanese-influenced experience that would also appeal to the palates of those who were not exactly open to very exotic foreign cuisine. So more than likely, he fused Americans' love for grilling, barbecue, and theater with a Japanese culinary experience that would also appeal to our tastes. So the Japanese hibachi restaurants that we know today owe a debt of gratitude to Mr. Aoki and Benihana and the legacy that it launched in this country. So the origins of hibachi go back to ancient Japan. It comes from the Heian period, somewhere around the 7th century, and hibachi referred to what was known as a fire bowl, which was a wooden bowl lined with clay that had ash and charcoal inside of it and was used to heat homes. So a hibachi was not actually used for cooking originally, it was used like a space heater in Japanese homes. It may have later been used for some food heating purposes, but actually when we say hibachi in America, what we're actually talking about is the teppanyaki. You may have heard the word teppanyaki used in restaurants, and what that refers to is a flat iron metal griddle under which a heating element is placed and grilling style cooking is done, as it is done in the Benihana and teppanyaki style restaurants of today. This is the same cooking element that is used by the chefs that I will be interviewing in this episode, and it is more commonly what we mean when we say the word hibachi in America. So for the purposes of this podcast, this is where things get really exciting for me, because the teppanyaki actually resembles something that is very ubiquitously used throughout Latin America and originated in Spain. That is the plancha. So the plancha is essentially, functionally, the exact same thing as the teppanyaki. It's It's a flat metal surface with a heating element underneath, on top of which things are grilled and fried. And so that really makes me wonder, like, where did this all start? Did Spain bring the idea to Japan? And a Japanese guy saw it and was like, whoa, I could really make a mean yakisoba on that thing. Or did a Japanese guy show something to a Spanish traveler, and the Spanish guy was like, wow, just wait till I sear a pulpa on that thing. It's going to be amazing. And the truth is, we don't actually know. When I went digging on the subject, I couldn't find who really started it, or was it 100th Monkey Syndrome, where they just both came up with it in both places? Hard to tell, and I really prefer to leave that up to mystery. So today it is my great honor to be speaking with two food trucks who are bringing the teppanyaki phenomenon to the streets in an amazing way. Homegirls Hibachi and the Bachi Boys. First, we'll be hearing from Homegirls Hibachi, an all-woman-owned food truck from two women born and raised in New Mexico, bringing their own personal memories and experiences of hibachi to the food truck scene in incredible fashion.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Sherelle Gallegos, and I am one of the owners of Homegirls Hibachi. I have about 13 plus years of restaurant experience, and cooking really is my passion. So,
my name is Faith. I'm one of the owners of Homegirls Hibachi, and I have about 8 years experience in the restaurant industry, and we're just foodies. We just love food.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico, born and raised. Spent a lot of my life in Santa Fe, Espanola, Chimayo, Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, so kind of all around. My passion for cooking definitely came from my mom. My mom was one of those moms that, cooked dinner every night, had family dinner at the table, and that's where I learned for. My mom is the most amazing cook in the world in my eyes. But yeah, so my passion for cooking came from her, and then when I grew up and learned that I love to make people happy with food, I started exploring different types of food, different styles, different ways of cooking things. So that's where my passion came from. So the idea of Homegirls Hibachi, wow, it's crazy to think about the whole story, really. So a year ago, I owned an insurance agency. I wasn't in the restaurant industry at all anymore. I was doing my own thing. I was doing very well in insurance. And one day I woke up and her and I talked, and we were just like, man, this isn't it. Like, we hate this. We're not loving this right now. And it's a great career. It did really well for us. It got us to where we needed to be, but it wasn't it. A little backtracking on kind of where the Homegirls name came from. I have a really rough past. I was addicted to heroin and benzodiazepines when I was young, and something that, bringing it all together, something that never changed during that time, and where I am now is my love for cooking. I always loved to cook. So, back to where we were, we weren't happy doing the whole insurance thing. And my family's always wanted me to open up a restaurant or a food truck. I've always wanted to do it. She's always wanted to do it. And we kind of woke up that day and said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a food truck. We came up with several different concepts. One of them was like health food. The other one was New Mexican food. The other was sandwiches. And we kind of did some market research and looked at all the other food trucks in the area. And, we were like, what about hibachi? We've always loved hibachi, both of us. And when I was a kid, there was a restaurant in Santa Fe, the only hibachi restaurant that's ever been in Santa Fe, or a teppanyaki restaurant. And I remember that used to be my favorite place in the world. Like, there was nothing to me that beat their food. And then the thing that really stuck out to me was, then it was called seafood sauce, but yet what's known as yum yum sauce now. That sauce changed my life.
That's a special one. Yeah.
So that's where Homegirls came from.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. So during those 3 months, while she was at work, I was at home finishing up with my insurance agency, because obviously I was still obligated to the company and had things to do, getting things set for the sale. So I'd work from home, at night she'd get home and we'd be testing out recipes. My family probably had hibachi about 50 times before we opened, and I was like, what about the sauce? And they're like, it's not there yet. We need to make some tweaks. Or they're like, you need to cut your meat differently. You need to use a different cut. We need to use a different teriyaki sauce. Things like that. I mean, to get the recipe perfected to where we are now, it took that entire period of time testing it nearly every day to make sure it was perfect for you guys.
Going back
You
into
know,
the industry.
it's crazy because all of our experience led up to us being exactly where we needed to be, you know, as far as restaurant knowledge, just experience in cooking, learning quality control, learning recipes, pars, you know, food costs, things like that. All of those little jobs that were such dead-end jobs, quote unquote, got us exactly where we needed to be to have a successful food truck, do our own marketing and be successful at it, things like that.
So what do two New Mexican chefs like to cook and eat when they're not making hibachi?
Frito pies.
We love New Mexican food. Like, I grew up very like traditional New Mexican, like chili with every meal, fresh beans, fresh tortillas type thing.
Yeah, we both
And so
did.
that's something that I always go back to. I could eat New Mexican food every day and be completely satisfied.
Yeah, definitely.
Fresh beans and enchiladas, red chili enchiladas every time, but not like the restaurant like one layer ones, like the casserole kind.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could eat that every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's
What
great.
about you?
I don't know. I'm a big Frito pie person, so
Oh,
I'm just
they're so good.
Frito pie, carne adobada,
Yeah.
anything with chili. Red chili is my favorite.
That's nice.
And that's why we wanted to tie that into the hibachi. That's why they have red and green chili yum yum sauce. We're the only ones that have that. We're the ones that invented it. Nobody else in this entire world has that recipe. So we serve red and green chili yum yum sauce or seafood sauce, white sauce. Different people call it different things. We wanted to put the New Mexican twist on it, and we went ahead and made it with red and green chili. It's
Such a great complimentary item to
Yeah.
your bowl. It changes the whole taste too.
Yeah,
You know,
like-
and the bowl itself is so good. Our hibachi is really good. Not to say anything, but even when we're not working, we're like, man, we're craving hibachi. But you put the yum yum sauce on there, and it complements almost everything.
Yeah, I feel like it goes really well with our protein options while still having the traditional taste of the sauce.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I just with my childhood memories of the teppanyaki grill that was in Santa Fe, that was one thing that I had to have perfect was the sauce. I had to have that taste in the sauce.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really cool to still be able to incorporate New Mexico with the traditional taste of the sauce.
Totally.
So are you hungry yet? Well, if you're like me listening to this episode, you are. And you're probably wondering what you're going to get if you go up to Homegirls Hibachi and order a hibachi bowl. Well, here you go.
It looks like everything is pretty much the same except your choice of protein. So it's going to come in a 48 ounce container. Half of it comes with fried rice or your choice of white rice, and the other half comes with what would you say, al dente,
Al dente veggies, so
Veggies?
our house veggie mix.
and then your choice of protein. And these are pretty big portions.
They're huge.
We have majority of our customers, they love to tell me how many times they've eaten their bowl
Yeah,
and how
like-
many people they've shared it with. It's so crazy.
Like how many meals they can get out
Yeah,
of one bowl.
some people are like, oh yeah, I had it for 3 meals. I had it for 4. My husband and I, we shared it for dinner. We warmed it up for lunch the next day. It was even better warmed up. It is so good. I think that's one thing that we also were like a little nervous about is like people taking it home and reheating it. But
Just
we
the
have
quality.
never had anybody say that reheating it didn't taste good. It was everybody that compliments it. They love it either way, which is cool.
I think our popular protein options and things that people tend to love like our twin lobster plate. We use 2 6-ounce lobster tails. So a lot of places you see they'll give you one tail for like $40, and we're like, nah, we gotta be better. We gotta do better than that. So we're hooking it up with 2 6-ounce lobster tails. Split them down the middle. They're perfectly cooked. We temp everything that we do. All of our seafood is temped to make sure that it's at that perfect time, not overcooked, not undercooked. Get it all nice and sauced up. But we offer single, double, and triple plates. Our triple plates are crazy big. You can get lobster, steak, shrimp, and they're all full portions of meat. Like
And
we don't cut the portions.
Yeah.
So you'll get 6 shrimp, you'll get 8 ounces of hand-cut halal New York strip steak, and then a fat lobster tail there on the side.
Sometimes closing that lid is impossible.
Sometimes the lids don't fit, and we're like, well,
I'm like,
it's like a plate that's like stacked like that high. We're like, here you go.
Wow.
but the meat definitely, I don't think we realized how much being like using a halal product, like the meat, the chicken, it is so good.
The
Sometimes like
quality.
I'll even go back to like just like normal like meat you get from the grocery store, and I'm like, man, it's just not
It doesn't
the
taste
same.
the same at all. It tastes like, I don't want to say it tastes dirty because that's not the right word. Almost.
Ours tastes juicy.
It tastes
it's
clean.
flavorful. It's just
Yeah. So we did some more research about what halal is, what it means, and we loved that it's humanely sourced. That's important to us. You see all these news articles about mistreatment of animals at dairy plants, chicken facilities, beef facilities, and it's honestly really sad. It's horrible, you know what I mean? So that was important to us. Then the next part was no antibiotics. There's a lot of food that makes me really sick when I eat it. And something that stuck out to me was when I ate this food, I didn't get sick at all. And several of our customers have said the same thing. So we noticed that obviously because of the no antibiotics, the fact that it's grass-fed and pretty much organic, you know what I mean? It's organic basically without the stamp.
Yeah.
So
And we would prefer to serve food that we personally enjoy. Like
Yeah.
we would never serve something that we're like, I don't really like that, but I'm gonna serve it anyways.
yeah, or it's not
So-
good quality. Quality is our number one priority at Homegirls. We want to make sure that everything is perfect, every plate looks the same, the meat's cooked correctly, everything is tender, you know what I mean? Rice is flavorful. That's really, really, really.
So, what more could you want? High quality food served by 2 loving chefs with a strong brand identity so you can find them easily. When I asked them if they had any closing remarks they wanted to make, they had this important note to share about their logo.
For sure. Some people are offended by the logo. We didn't mean any offense by this logo at all. Really what we meant by this logo was the combination of 2 cultures and producing a great product, great food. It's not meant to be racist to Hispanics. I'm Hispanic. It's not meant to be racist to Asians, Japanese people, anything like that. Like I said, it was really meant as a bring it together and clash of cultures. Like I said, I have a rough past, hence the homegirl tattoos type things. We wanted to make it New Mexican. We wanted people to enjoy our logo, not hate it.
So catch Sherelle and Faith at Homegirls Hibachi Food Truck. You can find them on Instagram or Facebook, where they are standing strong with a 96% recommendation rating for their delicious food. And you can find their locations and where they're going to be posting up next, and you can get some of that delicious hibachi. So a little word on that yum yum sauce they were talking about. If you've never had it, it's kind of a creamy, slightly spicy, savory sauce that they serve with their grilled items. Absolutely delicious. And if you wanted to make some at home, I thought I'd save you the trouble and just explain to you what's in it. So a quick Google search reveals a recipe on the Salty Marshmallow website for yum yum sauce, and it recommends 1 cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of sugar, a half tablespoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons rice or apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons garlic powder, and 1 to 1/4 tablespoons water as needed to get the right consistency. So between you and me, if you're lazy and you just want something like yum yum sauce that's quicker, you can use Japanese Kewpie mayo, about 3 parts to 1 part sriracha, and a touch of maple syrup or agave for sweetness. And that actually makes a really delicious yum yum sauce with a little bit more kick to it. I don't think it'll be as good as Homegirls Hibachi version, but it will do the trick. Next up, I had the great pleasure of sitting down with Isaiah and Chef Danny Ho of the Bachi Boys food truck. The Bachi boys are doing some amazing work, bringing great hibachi to the streets of Albuquerque as well. Chef Danny Ho is a seasoned chef. He's worked in hibachi and teppanyaki restaurants across the city of Albuquerque, and he's bringing his great skill set to the Bachi boys food truck. It is clear if you watch him through the glass windows of that truck that he is a master of his craft, and he is providing amazing food out of that truck. So without further ado, I present to you Isaiah and Danny of the Bachi Boys.
My name is Isaiah Gay, and I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
My name is Danny Ho. I'm a head chef here in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
So the actual story is, so the other owner, who's not here, his name is Adrian, we were pretty much in a hotel in Vegas, and kind of, I think we're both asleep, and he just sits up and he's like, do we have any hibachi trucks in New Mexico? And I was like, huh? I was having sleep too. I was like, do we have any what, bro? I was like, hibachi what? He's like, hibachi trucks, bro, like hibachi food trucks. I was like, not that I'm aware, bro. This is about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's like, I like that idea. So he ponders the idea. I want to say for about maybe 13 hours. He looks at me later that day and he goes, you know what? We're gonna do it. He's like, let's do a hibachi truck. I was like, let's do it. That's pretty much how it happened.
Okay, just like that, huh?
Just like that. So to be honest, like, we both like hibachi food. Like, it's some, like when we travel, like it's something we eat pretty persistently.
Yeah.
So like, it's just one of those things that not everybody else has either. You know, like, no shade towards anybody. I mean, everybody's hustling doing other things, but like, we didn't want to be the taco truck or the burrito lady, or, you know, all these other of the same entities that you kind of see out here, you know. So I mean, hibachi's delicious. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, and the show's awesome, but I mean, if you can do it on wheels and you can have the same kind of crowd in a restaurant outside a truck on the street, I mean, why not, you know?
And how long did it take you to kind of get from concept to completion? How long did it take you?
So I would say like about 1.5 to 2 years. So like, we made the LLC in about 2022.
Yeah.
It kind of stayed a little stagnant for a while. We didn't really jump much on it, and then we kind of just realized like, we have an opportunity here to do something that really nobody else is doing, and we're just sitting on it. So I mean, let's kind of get proactive. And I want to say I think they started building our truck last year. I want to say around like the October, September time, and we got it around, I want to say May of this year. So we've only really had it about 5-6 months, but we've only been open for 3.
So Chef Danny, can you tell us where you're coming from?
Me, I'm not just a cook on the truck, because it's kind of new to me.
Yeah.
I'm a professional hibachi chef. I work at Hayashi. I was head chef there for 7 years.
Uh-huh.
I work at Hibachi 1, Takumi, Osaka. So I've been around the block,
Okay.
and I create a lot of fan base, a lot of people that loyal. They like my personality, the way I cook.
Yeah.
So I got my own fan base. I never know anything about no food truck before.
Uh-huh.
But I wanted to do something new,
Right.
And then one day I had an email. I got a letter from Messenger, from one of those guys right here.
Right.
And they said they heard so much about me, my reputation, see me in that, and then they asked me would I would like to join their team,
Right.
to do this right here.
Right.
So me, I'm not here. This is something very new, and I love the challenge.
Right. Right.
Because I'm a hibachi chef in the restaurant, 5-star restaurant, not a food truck, so
Right,
it's
right.
totally a whole new environment for me.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go in for the rush.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
For the rush.
Yeah, for the rush.
Yeah.
All right. I want to try I want people to try my cooking.
Yeah.
I want to take it out from the restaurant, because in the food truck that we can deliver, we can come to you, catering, that's something new. Nobody have that here in Albuquerque.
Right.
And here I am.
Yeah.
Joined the team with him, and next minute, within 2 months, we just blew up,
Yeah.
And I appreciate, I was blessed.
Yeah.
They have a lot of people that love us and so what, all the love.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, where'd you learn to cook from?
Oh, me, I'm my first gig. I'm start out from sous chef, but Benihana, my first gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay.
So I've been moving around. I've been doing it almost 20 years already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I've been around the block. Yeah.
And what? How do you develop? How do you develop your flavor, your recipe? Do you have a special thing that you?
Yeah, the one thing about Hibachi chef, a lot of people didn't realize that we make our own seasoning. I'm a chef. I'm not the line cook. I make my own stuff. It's an art. It's a soul. So everybody make their own things.
Yeah.
So when I was a rookie, I don't know how, but as day go by, I learn, I modified it, correct my mistake. Take all the critics so we can get better. Albuquerque, I probably cook for half of the city.
Really?
Yeah, like well known here.
Right.
Yeah, in the cooking world, Hibachi world. So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And what about you yourself? What culture do you come from?
Oh, I'm Vietnamese. Yeah. I came here when I was little. Yeah. Cooking wasn't my thing.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But But it is what it is now, and I love it. I did another job for me. I cook with love, you know what I mean? Yeah, I try to be better and be better every day. I want to set myself apart from everybody else, I want to deliver. Yeah.
Right. Do you work any of the flavors from Vietnam into this, or is it keep it separate, like your own flavor?
Yeah, your own flavor, my own flavor.
It's your own flavor.
Yeah, but I also work at Vietnamese restaurant and all that all around the city too, though. When they come to the truck, so we pretty much sell exactly what the restaurant sell, maybe more.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee the flavor, everything will be better in the restaurant because the restaurant, they limited on what kind of seasoning that you can use.
Right.
But out here, when you do your own, you use more seasoning. So of course you got more seasoning, more flavor, more taste there.
I see.
Yeah. And they can come there, they can show the joy of steak, shrimp, lobster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, scallop. However they want it, we accommodate it.
Oh, nice.
And I make sure that they gonna be the best.
Yeah, so like we try to keep like an open, like I want to say like, I guess business and support base for everybody. So like we're not gonna cut out like the dispensary because of something they do, or we're not gonna cut out the bar because of something they do. Like how would you say this? Like, in the most professional way possible. Like, we live in New Mexico. We live in a very interesting, part of the world. Yeah. And when it comes down to it, like, we try to incorporate family, kids, young teenagers, people of all aspects and ratios of ages to whoever you are, to come eat with us, and we support you guys. If you guys show us support, we're going to show you guys the same support back, and we're going to make your food delicious. So we try to just make sure that we're as professional and as family friendly and as community friendly as possible towards everybody. So we don't try to I guess block out or shade anybody at all. We're very open. So.
We try to accommodate everybody. We take all the event, private party. We're gonna go beyond, So we take all the school event. Yeah, so we already did a lot of school event already. Elementary, at Trisco, we already been there. They invite us to go over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Nice. So we trying to do that, and I try to do more because some of my friends that out there in Vegas, they do house party, they do private party. So we do a whole different setup. It's not to the truck no more.
Yeah.
So we set up all in their yards and everything, table. Then I have my own grill out there, do sold and cook that, portable grill. Yeah.
Oh, really?
The truck to get there, but we don't do the truck. We will do the whole setup.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll take you, and then, just like I say, we all new to this, and then we learn as we go. But I want to bring the quality and the quantity, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the people. I'm trying to make everybody happy.
Nice.
Do my best.
Yeah, doing great, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. You guys are blowing up for sure.
I'm pretty, because Hibachi chef, it had crazy personality. I'm got one of those, and people just love it. I mean, like I'm blessed to have all the
Very.
customer, and then the more developed, more than just a customer, it turned to friend and stuff like that. And I got the leads in the fan base, and they show me love. Hibachi, I think I did it all. I pretty much, for those 20 years, I'm not new to the town. I've been, I'm a one of those kind.
Yeah, man.
You know, find them every day. Yeah.
For sure.
So there you have it. I think Chef Danny really speaks for himself pretty well there, and you can feel the crackling energy that he brings to the scene. If you watch him cook, he puts that same amount of energy into his food. It is wild and dynamic, and actually while I was there, they gave me this incredible plate of shrimp and steak and lobster tail. It was off the charts, incredible, delicious. I have to tell you, if you are in Albuquerque, look these guys up on social media, the Bachi Boys, Instagram, Facebook, you'll find them. They post their locations on there, and sometimes it'll just be the day of, so go find them. Trust me. And also, if you get a chance, please check out Homegirls Hibachi. I am still trying to get down there to try a bowl of theirs, but I can just feel the love that they put into their operation. It's so sweet, it's almost like maternal how much they love and care about what they're doing, and I can tell from the pictures that is a bowl not to be missed as well. Thank you for tuning in to the Southeast by Southwest podcast. I am so happy to be back covering the food and stories of Asian food and the American Southwest once again. I am going to be releasing a series of new episodes covering some exciting happenings, chefs, and stories in our area. So please follow, subscribe, whatever you have to do to continue listening to the podcast. I promise you are not going to want to miss what's coming up. Special thanks to Artlist, royalty-free music website for podcasts. This is where I sourced the music for today's pod. And also big thanks to Sherelle and Faith of Homegirls Hibachi, as well as Isaiah and Chef Danny of the Bachi Boys for being such incredible and generous guests on the pod today. Thanks for listening again, everyone. Stay warm, and we will catch you next time on Southeast by Southwest.
From the streets of Hanoi to the desert of Santa Fe, food trucks and chefs making magic every day. Umami and chow, a fiery display. Rice and complex sauces in a delicious array. Southeast by Southwest, a culinary delight. From Thailand to Albuquerque, flavors taste.